Hello, Cancer. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Cancer is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. These readings are totally free. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Cancer, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And here we have the Moon card. The Moon card is a doorway. I feel like you're someone who knows that change is just about to happen. I feel like there is, we're kind of experiencing a darkness right now. I feel like you're kind of in a dark, scary forest, okay? I feel like the sun is just about to rise for you. I think that you've been fighting the good fight for a long time, and I think that you need to get ready for the sunshine, okay? This card is kind of feeling like we're on the brink of the most significant change of our life is happening. And we know that at any minute now, the sun is going to rise. Well, see, you're the beetle at the bottom lifting up the sun. You're that beetle is a beetle of resurrection, of transformation, right? It's kind of saying that you've been through a situation where you feel different now. It has changed you, yeah? We feel like we're just about ready to usher in the new sunrise, and things are about to get a lot better, okay? The sun is about to rise on your situation right now. Let's put this card into a little bit of context. I think that's a wonderful way to start, okay? We've got the Six of Cups. Yeah, see, that's happiness, tranquility. That's beautiful. We have the Prince of Pentacles. We have a Prince of Wands, the fire and earth, the magical, spiritual, electrical circuit of creation, right? The process of manifestation here. That's very good, too. We have a Knight of Wands. We have a Seven of Wands. Over here, we have your Cancer power card, and that is the Knight of Cups, okay? We have an Ace of Wands. You have a Six of Pentacles and the Emperor. Interesting, we have double Aries references here. I would watch the Aries reading if I were you. We also have the typical reference to the Leo energy that has been showing up in your readings for a long time. I think it's sort of about, in a large way, this is about you stepping up, in life and realizing that you have been fighting for something for a long time and you're winning, that the fight is sort of over now. And I think that's going to be a very huge relief, okay? I think that it's sort of coming as a surprise to you, because the way you've been looking at it is that you kind of feel like this is not ending. Okay, the Seven of Wands is a card of like, I'm going to continue. I'm going to go down with the ship. I'm going to keep fighting until there's just no fight in me left. Right? I feel like you're getting a very, very welcomed reprieve. Okay, but you're kind of anticipating that this is going to be a continued fight, that it's not ending. So I think what it sort of is suggesting to me is that your life is going to get a lot better, a lot more quickly than you imagined. Because we're anticipating the future to be, well, more fight. You're getting the victory now. You're getting the pleasure now. Okay? So I think life is about, so you're in some situation where we kind of feel like this is going to be a never-ending battle. There's an end. And that end is going to be a very welcomed end. It's happening very soon, and it's going to make you feel a whole heck of a lot better. Okay. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the Factor Infinite, and unknown. We're going to set it down over here with Alien Simon Morg Ripley right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during this message you feel like you might know what that card could be, put your prediction in the comments down below. Now, as we look around the room, we see two major arcane energies. We see obviously the moon, and we see the emperor. Okay. The moon is, to me, feels like this situation that we might be in where it kind of feels as if this is an endless night. It feels like the darkness is always going to be here. It sort of feels as if this thing will never end. Okay, the things will never improve. Things will never get better. This fight will never be over. The battle will just be perpetual, be an eternal struggle. Okay. But I think the realization or the addition, let's say, of the sixes, the Six of Cups, the Six of Pentacles. Now, by the way, the six is a reference to the sun. The sun is associated with the number 6. So these imply the sunrise. Okay. I think that by the addition of the sixes, we're realizing that this is over, that this is ending, that I've made it. I've made it through this. I've done it. There is success. There is win. There is love. There is connection. There's harmony. Okay. There's, well, a lot of court cards here too, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 court cards. And the 4 court cards, that's enough for us to say there's probably a group thing going on here. There's probably a lot of other people around you involved in this, and it could be that we've been sort of dealing with a group of people, family, friends, coworkers, trying to harmonize, trying to work through a situation. And I feel like we've sort of resigned ourselves in a way to just perpetual fighting. It's always going to be this way. We're always going to be bickering. We're always going to be at each other's throats. We're always going to be in this dysfunction. It's always going to just be, a dark night. It kind of feels like every time we go to work, we're just anticipating it. We're sort of afraid almost, right? Because it's just like every day is going to be the same. I feel like things are changing in a major way right now. This is a card of community, the Six of Cups. It's a card of love. It's a card of connection. It's a card of tranquility. It's a card of pleasure. It's a card that says, rather than things feeling frightful or scary or dark or menacing, things are going to feel beautiful. Things are going to feel harmonious. There is resonance. There's flow. For some reason now, things are going to start working better. You're going to get along with these other people more. They're going to get along with you. I feel like we've put in enough consistent effort that we're getting to that goal. I think it's been your goal to sort of harmonize things, and you're succeeding. Yeah, you're succeeding in a major way. The Prince of Pentacles underneath the surface is saying that you've been very diligent in your work. You've been showing up every day. You've been doing the very best that you can do, trying not to get involved in the drama, trying not to lower yourself to anyone's level. Right now, I don't know if this is a work thing, but even if it's family or friends or whatever it might be, okay, you've been trying to just do the very best that you can do. See, we don't have any air cards here. You notice that? We've got our majors. We've got fire, 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 fire. We got a little bit of water, no air at all, and a little bit of earth. So I feel as if you've been very good about not letting loose your tongue. You've been keeping your interactions in check. That you haven't been letting your frustration get to you. You're someone who knows the power of words and when to not use them. With the Prince of Pentacles, it seems like you've been a very steady force. You've been a reliable person. I think you've kind of been an example for everybody. And it feels like it might be a work thing more than anything else. I think you've been leading by example. You've been showing up every day, doing your work. You're trustworthy. You're diligent. You are reliable. Yeah. And I think other people are noticing that. Other people are noticing that you're not getting involved in all the drama that everybody else is getting into. Yeah. So I wonder if this is sort of indicating that there's a type of promotion or something coming from you, for you, or some type of a leveling up. Because I feel like your hard work is paying off here. I don't think it's just about trying to harmonize the people around you so everybody can kind of get along and everybody like stop goofing off and let's work together, or that sort of thing. I feel like by you, I don't know, maybe having a different attitude than everybody else, you're standing out from the crowd. And I think you're being singled out for some accolades. I feel as if you're either being put in charge in a leadership role, or you're being promoted, or you're being raised up in some way. Okay, kind of going from just the, fire and earth, just trying to every day showing up, trying to do the very best job I can, just nose to the grindstone, keeping my head down and staying focused, to then you're now in charge. You're going from that to like the emperor, and the emperor is really the ultimate manifester, because at least in the physical realm, because this is the one that kind of has the authority, now has the confidence, has been given the authority. Okay, so I feel like you're being promoted to some sort of a leadership role because of your focus, because of your hard work, and because of your work ethic. Okay, and and that seems like it's a really almost a surprise for you, because you have anticipated that this is going to stay pretty dark for a long time. And it would be a continued fight, that you'd have to struggle and struggle and struggle through the dark, scary forest for the rest of your life. We kind of felt like the fight of my life is always coming. I always got to be ready because it's always going to be a battle. I feel that something's changing here, and you're going to be starting a new position or a new role, and it's going to be one of more responsibility, more authority. It's a leadership role. But it's one that sort of takes you out of what we resigned our life to be. We thought it was going to be this constant struggle, right? Because this is a doorway card, let's do a divine doorway affirmation card. And here we have the heart healing. Morning now has had its time. Do not pay it a single dime. Emerge from the darkness. A new day starts. Let light embrace the healing heart. 6 of Cups. 6 of Cups is the healing heart. Okay. And so, there might be something literal here, that we have perhaps been mourning something, and now it's time to sort of emerge from the darkness. We have the idea of a new day starting, so it's kind of a sunrise energy. So it's really a reference to that moon card. I don't know what the dark, scary forest is for you. It could be our own psyche. It could be that we're literally dealing with something of a grievous nature in our personal lives. But yet here we are trying to continue to do the very best that we can. We're still showing up every day, and we're still trying to keep our nose to the grindstone of life, And I think that a new day is beginning for you. And the 6 of Cups is that heart healing. Yeah. The Knight of Wands at the top here. This is you looking into the future. And I think when you're looking in the future, what you really have been seeing is the 7 of Wands. You're seeing basically there's no way to win. You're seeing kind of the futility of trying with the 7, right? Because this is saying no matter what I do, it's just going to be the same thing every day. No matter what I do, it's going to be the same struggle. Okay, whether we're talking personal, private stuff, or the work thing, or friends, family, something along these lines. There is a reference to an older father type of person, an older male energy, a father type figure in your life, a paternal energy in your life. And I'm getting a T name for them, an older male. And there might be something going on with them. Maybe this is kind of about your relationship with them, or maybe they've recently passed into spirit, something like that, okay? But the way the Knight of Wands is operating is looking into the future. What do I see in terms of my energy, in terms of my willpower, in terms of like my vision? What do I see happening in the future energetically? Well, I see David and Goliath. I see the fight of my life is always there. It's every day is a battle. Okay, and I think that the Knight of Wands is prepared to perhaps give up the fight. This could be an impulse in you that's ready to just do anything else. Ready to just leave the situation because it feels like it's going to be too challenging. We don't see an end. We see that this is as far as it goes. Okay, this is, like we're banging our head against the same wall over and over and over again. Well, what's tomorrow going to look like? Oh, banging my head against the wall tomorrow too. Nothing ever changes, right? And I feel like this is how we've been sort of seeing the future. But now with this Six of Cups, I feel like something is changing. And then as we talk about your general energy, your superpower card, this is a Knight of Cups. Looking at the future now, and what? We're seeing a different future. Now we're able to see a future that feels good. Okay? It's very different. This is seeing a future of the same old fight, just different day. This is seeing a future, perhaps, of love. Seeing a future of, success and freedom and abundance and peace and tranquility, not fighting. Right? And so something is definitely shifting in you. Yeah. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. The readings are totally free. Okay. This is us looking in the future and maybe not knowing exactly what the concrete details of something are. Maybe I don't know the color of the wallpaper, the type of carpet, and the furniture. But I know how I want it to feel. I don't want it to feel like a fight anymore. I want it to feel like love. I want it to feel like abundance. I want it to feel like connection and compassion and community, perhaps. Now, this is your general energy, so I feel as if it's really important that you ask yourself, what do I want to feel in the future? What kind of feeling do I want my life to have? And maybe that tells us what sort of changes we need to make and how we need to, maybe we're realizing that if I want things to change, maybe I got to step up and go after that job promotion. I feel like you're sort of being singled out for something, but I feel like you also have to assert your energy to go get it. Now, this is a card of sort of expressing love and affection, putting ourselves out there, taking a risk by kind of opening up our heart and making a gesture, perhaps. So this might be part of how we're getting that Six of Cups to come about, is through your sort of general nature, your compassion. Okay, I feel like every day you're going up against a world that feels hostile, but you're sending out love and affection. You're sending out good vibes. You're sending out love, gratitude, appreciation, compassion, empathy. Okay? You're giving your best qualities as a gift to the world, and you're still met with overwhelming odds. You're still met with fighting and challenging and harshness and hostility. But yet you persist. So there is something steadfast in you. There is something in you that does not quit. That is our princes here that we have. So I feel that you don't, even in the face of these overwhelming odds, even in the face of the hostility coming from whoever the group is, whatever's going on with you, you still have the very best attitude. You still have an optimism. You still have love. You still have compassion. If anything, you have more compassion for those people that are hostile to you. Because you know that if they're acting that way, they must be suffering, right? This is a very special kind of energy that you have right now. And now, in the position of the environment, or in the position of your relationships, we're starting something new. Okay? We're setting our sights on something. We're focused on something. I think that this is kind of like you're being offered this promotion or this leveling up or something like that. And this is you now choosing it. Saying, okay, this is going to be a new direction. All right? You're a warrior. Right? You're a spiritual warrior, and this is you acting and saying, I know what kind of future I want, and I'm going to take the positive steps to go get it. This is us setting our sights, setting our third eye on the target and going after it. Okay? So what we have here is another combination of fire and earth. Fire and earth. You set your sights on something and you achieve it. Okay? You're sort of bypassing that hostility through your love and your compassion. We're not getting tangled up in here. We don't see a corresponding 7 of swords, or 8 of swords, or 9 of swords, or 10 of swords, right? Or even a 7 of pentacles, right? So you're not being overwhelmed or overtaken by the hostile elements around you that would lead to your failure. No, you're choosing love and connection and healing. And maybe you are a healer. I think you're a natural healer, and I don't think you know it. Maybe you do. I feel like it's something that you're not doing professionally, but you could be, right? I feel like you're naturally doing that. I think you've always been that way with friends and family and animals and things. I feel like you've always had that kind of ability to heal things and heal situations. It's not something that you ever really did consciously or as a profession, though, right? Maybe you dabbled a little bit, as I did, but the Ace of Wands is you setting your sights on the new target and sort of taking the initiative. Yeah, taking the initiative. Spirit's saying something about crossword puzzles. I don't know if that's something that you do in your spare time, or I don't know. Maybe something to take your mind off of how you feel. You kind of do the intellectual, games or exercises. I also find out you have a very warm sense of humor. Yeah, maybe that's part of what we're offering. When we're met with hostility, we sort of we show love and compassion. Maybe it's through a gentleness or through humor or something like that. The 6 of Pentacles is in the position of the obstacle. 6 of Pentacles is a card of success. It's maybe our fear, worry, and concern. This is also the card of a harmonious environment. Everything is in alignment. Everybody at work is working together, right? So it's kind of like the hostility, I think, is gone. And I almost wonder if somebody's putting you in charge. There's this dysfunctional group, this hostile group, maybe of students, maybe of coworkers, maybe of patients or something. And someone is coming along and saying, Cancer, you're in charge, fix it. And that's sort of what you're doing now, So I feel like you're being given more responsibility. You're being given more authority to make the changes that you need to make in this situation. Whether that's coming from a supervisor at work or the owner of the company or from Spirit, It's kind of saying you're in charge. You've got to organize things. You've got to bring things back to harmony. Okay, we've got to reestablish the balance of things. See, this to me feels like a round table. It feels like we want everybody to be working together, sitting together. Everybody's bringing something to the table. This could be the potluck. It's kind of like, I want to get everybody over to the house, and everybody brings a dish. And we all just sit down and we enjoy time together. Maybe this is you trying to get the family back in a harmonious way. Maybe it is. Maybe it's the work situation. But this is going to be a lot of success for you. Okay, I feel like there is an end. Again, let's not forget the Moon card. There's an end to the darkness here, and it is going to be about pleasure and success, not struggle. Okay, you're getting through the struggle by way of the Emperor. And the Emperor is taking the leadership role of our lives, taking the leadership role of the situation, putting ourselves in charge, accepting that responsibility, and says, okay, if nobody else can do it, I'm going to do it. I don't think you want to be a leader. I think you're more of the reluctant leader. But it's kind of like saying the other alternative is just to continue to fight every day and struggle. I don't want to struggle anymore, so I have to take that higher type of position. I have to take command. I have to take authority because someone's got to drive the boat. This here might be like no one's driving the boat, and we're banging into the rocks and all this stuff. Now it's like someone's got to drive it. I might as well drive it. And I think that this sets you up for a lot more success, a lot more stability in your own life in terms of finances and in terms of relationships. Okay? I feel like the sun is rising right now. I wonder if the mystery card is going to be the sun. Let's find out. Could be the sun, could be another 6, maybe a 6 of swords, maybe a 6 of wands. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments down below. Let's take a look. The 9 of swords. The 9 of swords to me feels like this is a couple of things. It's kind of a warning that says if we don't do something now, we're going to be in really a bad way. Okay? This is the first appearance of the air energy. So this is kind of like saying that you woke up one morning and you just said, you know what? I'm not going to take it anymore. Today's the day I do something about it. Because this is kind of like every day we wake up and we're just scared. We don't want to go in. We don't want to go to work. I used to feel this way about going to school, going to elementary school and stuff, and like junior high school. I'd wake up in the morning and I wouldn't want to go. I would lament the fact that it was morning time and I'd have to go to school. I feel like this is that, it's kind of like we're putting an end to that. I don't want to wake up feeling this way anymore. So I got to do something about it. And I think what we're doing is we are taking control, we're taking ownership, taking leadership, and we're going to harmonize our heart, and we're going to harmonize the situation outside of us. We're doing something about it. Okay. This card is sometimes the motivation, sometimes the way of despair. Okay, when we just feel like things can't continue the way they've been going anymore. I don't want to be in this dark night. I don't want to be in the nightmare, right? That's kind of the moon card. I don't want to be in this nightmare anymore. So what are we doing? We're waking up. Waking up from the nightmare, and we're healing. We're focused on healing and harmonizing, and we're pushing through. And I think this is going to be a really, really big shift in your energy. Now, we're going to do an extended reading as well. If you want to stick around, there's a link up in the corner. There's a link down below. We're going to do an I Ching hexagram. We're going to do some oracle cards. New readings for Cancer on Tuesdays and Fridays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. The readings are totally free. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you, and we're all in this together.